So what's up, everybody? It's your girl Myra here with a new episode of Myra with the Scoop. I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode that we had at Assignment Your Cookie Labs. That milkshake was big as hell, and it was good. It was extra sweet. The cookies was good too. Um, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the episode, and I hope you like the stories that we talked about on the episode. Um, as you can see, we got some new merch. Myra with the Scoop shirts. Step shirts, sweatshirts. I'm trying to think, should I get some hats, some face masks, or something like that? I don't know. Let's see. So, give a shout out to everybody. Connect the video 215. So, now that we got all the introductions and everything out the way, I guess we can get right into the scoop. So, I guess y'all been hearing like a little bit about things that's been going on with Portia and Fallon's ex-husband. So they co-mingling now. And Fallon just did an interview like a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago, explaining how she wasn't really bothered by it, and Portia's daughter's father said that he's not really bothered by it because it's a picture, you know what I mean, with all of them together. So I guess they just all one big happy mess. Um, but like I said, now that we talked about the old stuff that happened in recent weeks, well, past, we can get into some new scoop. Um, no, we're gonna talk about Ti and Tiny because they in some trouble too. We gotta visit that. So allegedly they having some problems or whatever. They going through some legal trouble right now because it's alleged that over the last maybe 10 years or whatever, 16 years, that mm, their accusations from people, they're saying that they actually had them at one point in time in prison at their house, and that they were had made them perform certain sexual acts and certain stuff like that. So the case is still ongoing. It's about 30 people that came forward so far, and like, well, no, 30 people that are accusing them, but like maybe half of them came forward so far, and it's still like an ongoing court thing. So that's like to be continued until we figure out, exactly who's telling the truth, who's making up what or whatever. But I don't know, sometimes I just wonder, like, why do they wait so late, or why do they wait so long into the, you know what I mean, after it happened, to actually come up and say something? Because I mean, it kind of, to people in the public's eye, it kind of makes your story seem invalid when you wait that long to come forward. But I mean, fear and other things, I guess, take precedent in that situation. But it's just kind of unfortunate that they wait that long, because sometimes the statute of limitations for certain things runs out, and sometimes you just, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's best to speak up, you know what I mean, in the beginning, first and foremost, when things happen. So, okay, another recap that we're going to talk about. I told you, is still ongoing stuff about them arresting people who had anything to do with the Capitol riots, and now on top of that, people that received the PPP loans and people that scamming them. So it was a rapper that actually put a picture of his background picture for his album cover was the Capitol riots. Yeah, he took a picture laying on top of a Jeep and everything. And it's kind of crazy because I don't know what did he think. Like, if he saw the news and he knew that other people was getting arrested and stuff like that for this, then I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know. I guess he wanted to make it seem like he was notorious or whatever. So, is on the album cover is him sitting on a SWAT truck smoking a cigarette. And then he was in the Capitol building walking around. He didn't damage anything from the video footage that they had. Oh yeah, because there's actual video footage of him walking around in the Capitol building. He didn't damage anything, but he was there. So, and they're prosecuting everybody that was there. So, and I guess the irony of it, well, not really irony of it, the name of his album is The Capitol, right? So, I mean, that's just like, you know, like kind of stupid, right? Oh, he posted pics on Instagram and Twitter, and now he's trying to fight the case to say that he was only in there for 40 minutes and that he wasn't really damaging anything. So I guess we'll see what happens in that situation. Um, and I hope whoever his friends is got money to put on his books. It's crazy because not only him, this lady that was an actual professional opera singer from Florida actually got caught in the Capitol buildings too. She was one of the people that got caught in the Capitol buildings too. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand like some people's, you know what I mean, reasoning behind doing certain things, or I don't know. Um, and Donald Trump was on back on social media for a minute. It was only like a month though. He was on. He had a blog, and he kind of got mad because wasn't nobody paying attention to it, so he shut it down. I guess but his official ban now is like 2 or 3 years. Like he can't be on Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that. So I guess they like, yeah, we not letting you get back on because you caused a real, you know, shit storm last time when you was on here, when you was on social media, and he was just out of control, really out of control. So now that we did our little recap of the old school stories, we can start getting into some new school stuff. Did y'all know that A-Rod came out with a makeup line for men? Okay. All I gotta say to that is first date with Cool. But yeah, he came up with a makeup line for men, and he says that he uses it to cover up like maybe like dark circles or certain blemishes, you know what I'm saying, that he might have. It's called a blur stick concealer, and is the new campaign for it was a men's wellness brand, the men's wellness brand Hims. So is available in 8 different shades, and it comes like in a chapstick size tube. Um, so I guess it's designed and described in the press conference as a skincare solution specifically for men. They did a research study in 2019 and on the products and found that a third of the men under 30 would consider wearing it. So I guess that was the push for the actual development for the makeup line. So, and it's really gaining, from what they're saying, it's really gaining popularity in Asia. So some male actors are grateful for this makeup line too because they have things that I guess cater to them, to males more so when they need to do acting roles and stuff like that, or cover up certain things and acting or whatever. So I guess that's a positive part of the product. Um, so the retailer named Mr. Porter has a makeup line, and they have like over, it's called War Paint, and they have over like 39 different makeup products and seven different brands. So I guess it's, you know, we'll see whether or not it gains popularity. I guess he wears it for, I don't know, maybe that's something he needed to do after the breakup, because I know recently he been, posting pictures of his ex-wife, and because J-Lo and Ben Affleck has been seen together, and they're, I guess you can say they are back together, because the way everything is going is like they've been seen out multiple times. So it's like, this is a rebound relationship, or is this actually gonna be serious, or what? I guess we'll see. Like I said in the beginning, all I'm gonna say is first date is in the pool. Cause if I see, I guess what would it be? What would be a reason that a guy would wear concealer? I don't know, guys. Put some comments under there and tell me what would be a reason that a guy would need to wear some concealer. I don't know. I mean, I know why women wear it. You know what I mean? We wear it to cover up blemishes and all that other thing. I don't necessarily wear makeup. As you can see, I got this big bump. But anyway, I don't necessarily wear makeup, but I mean, People do, you know what I'm saying? And women use concealer or whatever. So we'll say, I don't know. I really would like to know, like, I guess that would be something like a teenage thing. I don't know. I can't say that. I can't say that because I would say like the cover of hickeys and stuff like that, or I don't know. I don't know. So guys, yeah, I really would need your help on that. List some reasons in the comments why you think men will wear makeup, or what would be a reason for a man other than um I could see, yeah, acne scars or something like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Unless, that's what he's into. But if that's what you're into, then more than likely you'll be wearing female makeup. Right? Oh well. Um, so the next story that we're gonna get into is really interesting. So I really thought this was reading it, it 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 just you'll understand when I go through it. So, when people looking for jobs and different opportunities, you find yourself in different situations sometimes, and you think like it's certain stuff what you'll do for work or do to get a job. So is this one is just the ridiculousness of it. I'm sorry. That was like a tongue twister real quick. The ridiculousness of it is that recently is a New York based firm allegedly put up a posting for a reverse finance internship. Yeah, you heard what I said. So if it sounds strange, it's because it is. So it alleges that the intern would pay the firm, is for internship. And the intern would pay the firm $15 an hour to work for them. Yeah, that's what I said. The intern, right, would pay the firm $15 an hour to work for them, not the intern get paid by the firm to work for them. So I'm just trying to understand like what would be the point? Like, are you guaranteed? Are you guaranteed employment after you make this huge payment or whatever? Or is it just, you know, I don't know. So I'm just trying to, now don't get me wrong. When you are in the medical field, you do have externships and things like that you do. But that's kind of like part of your program, and I guess you would consider yourself paying for it if you're paying your tuition for your program or something like that. But a reverse finance internship, um, unless I'm guaranteed, like in writing, that after I pay this amount of money and after a certain amount of weeks in this internship, that I'm guaranteed employment. Nah, you can keep it. Like that just, you know what I mean? It's just, it sounds ridiculous because in all actuality it is. So what happened is it surfaced last year actually, and it's found its way back to the internet as recently as a couple, came back on a couple months ago. Um, and it's crazy because people was actually on there debating or actually in agreement with paying the $15 an hour for the internship. And I'm trying to figure out where did they work at or what firm, what kind of firm, where, when, how, what did you work at that you had to pay $15, that you had to pay money to actually work at the firm. So I've never had an internship like that. I'll have maybe 3 or 4 internships through high school, couple in college, for the short time that I attended, but well, one in college, but um, no, not at all. Like it just that's really right. So like I said, people were under the comments in the section of this talking about how they actually, and I think it was a joke, because I think it was I want to say a joke to encourage people to apply for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Because people like seeing train wrecks, so it's true. Um, so it was posted on Indeed, but it's since been taken down, and it's crazy because the posting was real, but the job and the company are fake. So somebody actually put a real posting up there on Indeed about that kind of job, but the company and the job are fake. So, like I said, it's been since taken down. But that's crazy. The things you would have to pay. to have an internship. Like I said, you do in college or whatever, but you still get some sort of background education with it. You know what I mean? Or what you need to do. So like, or some sort of, I guess the background education would be your training. You know what I mean? Or going in and telling you what you need to do. But this is like that, yeah. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta think like so it's not a real, and it's not even a real job. So what am I paying for? Training? So since we talking about stuff that's not real, um, we could definitely get into the next story. And when you see it, not see it, I need y'all to put something in the comments and tell me exactly what you saw or not saw. You'll get it when when I tell you the story, because it's definitely a what the fuck, right? So you think you see stuff and it's like, keep in mind when I'm telling you this story, if y'all remember the fairy tale about the emperor's new clothes, that would really help. That would definitely. So, is an Italian artist, whose first name is Salvatore, recently auctioned an invisible sculpture for 5,000 euros. Yeah, which is about $18,300. The 67-year artist says that his sculpture is immaterial, meaning that the sculpture does not actually exist. He says that his work is a vacuum. So in it that the vacuum is more than nothing than a space full of energy, right? And if you can empty it and there's nothing left, according to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, nothing has a weight. It does. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that nothing has a weight. You know what I mean? So therefore, that it has, if nothing has a weight, then it actually is something. Then nothing is actually something. Get that? Nothing is actually something. So therefore, he's saying that whatever is encompassing that space is condensed and transformed into energy and particles, that is into us. So per his instructions, wherever the sculpture is displayed, it must be in a private home, okay, and free from obstruction in any area, and it has to be a 5 foot long by 5 foot wide space. But he says there's no special lighting that's needed for the area where it would go. Right. He said it's no special lighting. So the only tangible item that the buyer will receive is a certificate of authentication, and it's gonna be signed and stamped by him. So it's crazy because this isn't the first one that he sold. This is like the second or third one. So the name of the other one that he did is called Buddha in Contemplation, and it's in Milan, Italy. So I'm going to show a short clip of what is supposed to be there, or is there, or what you see, not see, or what is there, not there, right? So it sounds funny, right? Because it is. So what you see, not see, or what's there, not there. So yeah, I'm gonna show that short clip. And you tell me, like I said, what you see, not see. And I'm gonna show it during the break. What you see, not see, or right. I'm gonna show it a couple of times because yeah, I want you to see what you don't see, or see what you see, right? Yeah. So he says that when he creates these pieces, it's meant that the space where the art will concentrate a certain amount of density, thoughts at a precise point, and it will create the sculpture that will only take most, right? Yeah, that will only take the nicest, the most varied form. So he's saying that, when you picture where it's supposed to be, you're supposed to use your mind to visualize what it's supposed to be, what he says it's supposed to be, and it can have varied forms. Um, so his justification is that after all, don't we shape a God that we've never seen? And he's right. He is absolutely right on that because we all do shape or form some sort of God or deity in our mind that we've never seen, whether it be male, female, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, orange, blue, whatever. We all have a picture in our own head of what we think that should be. So, but I don't think that should go, I mean, apply when it comes to art. Like I said, the Emperor's New Clothes is what really, what I mean, gets me with this because it's like, who you gonna believe, me or your lying ass eyes? That's basically what he kind of trying to say to you. Like, who you gonna believe, me or your lying ass eyes? Um, like I said, like I said, uh, he sold this thing for $18,000. That's the part that's getting me, is that he sold it for so much money. Now, if that's the case, then I'm gonna start. Okay, Myra with the scoop. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna have my own. I'm gonna put together my own art show. Okay, so listen, and I'm gonna give them names and tell y'all all that other type stuff. So, like I said, I'm gonna show it during the clip, during the break, and you can tell me what you see or not see, or what you see don't see. Okay. So we will take a break so y'all can watch the clips. And like I said, so y'all can tell me what y'all see, don't see, or see, not see. We'll be right back. We're Myra Scoop.
Damn, this is World TV.
Knows what Muggsy looks like or who he is. Now, when I first heard about this, I was just as confused as this guy's barber. It's all right, bud. It's all right. You'll get there. Now, some of you folks, maybe even you, sir, in the pink shirt, you think you're so handsome, don't you? Yeah. You bought the same glasses as me, and you thought, oh wow, I'll wear them to the show tonight. That'll really do it for me.
I mean, lucky people right here. All right, now the way this is going to work is very simple. We're going to find out how good of a gambler you guys are. It's part of the speakeasy after all, right? Right. All right, so here's the way this works. All right, over there, Dixie comes.
Who invited you to, huh? You working for that bastard Luigi? Huh? Hey, you stealing my recipe from matzo balls? I got my eyes on you, Stoos. Take it easy.
All right, sir.
Straight from the bottom.
That's fair. Dixie, do you have any questions for her?
Oh man, he's very overwhelming. What is that you got?
Well, what do you mean, this?
Yeah.
Well, this is my self-defense volley, you know. Anyone gets a little wise, just beat them over the head with it, you know. Bam! Like that little greasy, instead of bam, bam, it's gonna be bam, bam, reload, bam, 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 bam.
Where's that big guy at?
Okay,
Yeah. Thank you, niece.
well, listen.
Oh, easy, Flatwood
Hey,
Doyle.
Sal. Salmonella.
Salmonella!
Yes. And
He sounds like a killer to me.
he won the lottery. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know the lottery, but I got some good news for you.
What's that?
I got some good news for you. I'm not a smart man. As a matter of fact, I failed math in school so many times I can't even count. But
All right.
Not to,
awkward dude.
yeah, not to be confused with that other guy with the similar name. You know, his mom was a Queen of Atlantis, and his father was a lighthouse keeper. My mom was madam of the Bordel Atlantis, and she hooked up with this groundskeeper named Willie. And 9 months.
Ooh, he's gonna get my body. A lot of other Chinese words.
Before you kill us, tell us why you did it.
All right, I'll tell you why I did it. I'll tell you why I did it. Because I was in Sing Sing, and I was raised. You know what? While I was there, I learned how to be a real gangster. And then, you know what? I started working by bootlegging that hooch. And you know what? That Irishman, he was in on it with me. But you know what? He started to take money off the top. He was starting to steal my money, so I had to kill him too. And now, get ready to meet your doom!
Not so fast. Cat in the pants. Which is so far removed from this story.
How did we miss your movie?
So,
Those are
Dixie Kowski, movie prize.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, now next up, we have our second place winner. This is Janice.
Janice.
Oh, there has to be a Janice in here.
I think she's leaving.
Janice.
She's trying to escape.
Where are you?
Oh my gosh, she's saying that.
I'll just keep her pride.
Okay, that's fine.
Just
All right.
someone raise your hand. Anyone?
Anyone?
Okay, so this your girl Myra Wit back from break. So, did y'all see? Did y'all see what y'all did not see, or whatever? Like, we gonna leave that alone. And if dude gonna keep making his money, then that'll work for me. So, the next story that we gonna get into is about the Kentucky Derby season. So the horse trainer Bob Baffert, and the owner of the horse Medina Spirit, Zayden Racing. So the horse, like I said, name is Medina Spirit. Said that he won Churchill Downs, okay, race, which is part of the Kentucky Derby. They have like 3 or 4 races that lead up into the actual big race. And the horse needs to win all 3 of those in order to run. So the horse tested positive for steroids, right? So what they do is take a urine sample from the horse before the race, and then they take another 2 samples. They take 2 samples before, if I'm not mistaken, and 2 samples after the race. The first samples are tested, minutes before the race or whatever, to see, what kind of chemicals or proteins that the horse has in his urine. And then after the race, they test them again to see if the horse or whatever had any chemicals or proteins or anything in their urine. So both samples have tested positive for steroids. So Baffert is a world-renowned horse trainer. And the other horses he trained have won a race in 2015 and 2018. But as of recent, more of his horses have failed drug tests and been getting, disqualified from certain stuff. So they waited about 2 weeks, like I said, after the race to test the other sample. But now that it's come back positive, so the NYRA has decided to suspend his privileges, the racehorses, and further charges pending after the investigation of that event is complete. His partners that own the horse with him are suing him, rightfully so, because they lost money on the race because of his suspected cheating. And it's becoming like a, well, it is a scandal, but it's becoming like a bigger scandal because they're actually going back to look at um certain other races, you know what I mean, and checking other horses and stuff like that. Well, now they're checking all the horses to make sure that none of them test positive. And as recently as last month, they had a situation at Parks horse race track where the horses at Parks Casino tested positive, and they actually found a syringe in one of the stalls. So, like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like, y'all doping the horses now? I mean, and besides the guy Bob Baffert privileges being suspended, this other lady who was a horse trainer, her privileges got suspended. Not for doping the horses, but her privileges got suspended because between 2011 and 2014, she was acquiring more information about horses that were being brought into the races. So she knew names, knew names, not serial numbers, but names and qualifications of these horses before they were actually into the races. So she had like an unfair advantage. You know what I mean? She could give other people other information about certain horses, and this all happened between 2011 and 2014. So she lost her license and she can't apply for another license for 3 years. And then she got to pay for a $50,000 fine. So, like I said, they found some syringes in the tack room in Parks. They was discovered in a raid on the facility because all of these doping the horses been going on, and they, cracking down and really trying to, figure out what's going on, where they getting this from. So I guess because of all this, is going to be some more strenuous conditions within the horse racing commission. Really, y'all, So the next story, scoop story that we gonna get into, has to do with another person kind of being dishonest. But this one is like a complete shock. Like, y'all gonna be like, what? Like, really? Well, all of them this episode have been like a shock, but this one is really like, yeah. So I'm sure most will agree, a nun, that you would never think that a nun would be stealing, or but this nun in California stole $835,000 in school funds while she was principal to pay off her gambling debts and her other personal expenses over the years. So she did it. It's crazy because she was doing it for a while. I mean, like, for a long while she was doing it. So she took a vow of poverty when she was 18. And she spent 59 years of her life as a nun. And she was principal of the school for 28 years. So for 28 years while she was principal, she was diverting school tuition, and donations that was being made to the school to her private account to pay for her gambling debts and her personal expenses. Personal expenses. What kind, you a nun? What kind of personal expenses do you got? And why do you have a So anyway, and the money that she was using she was using money also too that was meant for the other nuns. It was a savings account that was meant for the other nuns. So she wasn't only spending her money, the school's money, like the tuition from the people and the donations. She was yeah. She just really didn't care. She just really was about herself. So, that's crazy. And they didn't find out until 2018. Until after she retired. Like, after she retired. Not retiring, or like after she retired, they did the books, or went back and reevaluated the books. And when they reevaluated the books, they found out that she was stealing. And actually, before she retired, they said that she asked somebody in the office or whatever, whoever was doing the books, to actually destroy the books. Like, really? This lady, like, you took, really? What kind of nun are you? Anyway, so when they asked her about everything, she ended up admitting to it. Like, up front, when they asked her the first time, she admitted to it all and said that she did it. And she agreed to pay restitution for the money that she took. But I mean, so it's like 70 something years old now. Really, what you gonna do? Like, and the money that you getting is like what, the pension or whatever, or money that they giving you to live off of. Like, you a nun, so that's like charitable money too that they giving you. So her lawyer said that she was really remorseful, and like I said, as soon as they asked her about it, she admitted it. You know what I mean? So, and she said that her lawyer says that she's suffering from some sort of mental illness, and that's partially the reason why she did it. That sounds like that's preparing for a mental, you know what I mean, to use in court. That's what that sounds like. That's what that's preparing for. Cause you was saying all these years when you was diverting the money from the accounts, you was sane enough to cook the books to take the money, right? But now when accountability, accountability. So, so yeah. And then the other thing, like you stole all this money, you stole like $800,000. What was you paying for? What was you buying? I really would like to know. Like, I really want to. That I'm a little weird like that, so I would really like to see like an expense of what she was buying and all that other type of stuff. Because if it was some, I ain't gonna say that. You know what? I'm gonna be objective. If it was some freak shit, she get a pass. But if it was some same shit, like some really, then nah, she not gonna get the pass. Like if she was like wilding out with the money. Yeah, I give her a pass. Like, cause she took a vow of poverty. Like, she just was chilling like all that time. Okay. But so I guess when the hearing comes, we'll actually find out. We might find out what she bought, cause you know they usually give details and stuff like that. But she facing up to 40 years in federal prison. So. And all of the stuff that she did, well, she said that if she only did it within the last 10 years of her being at the school. But come on now. You 800, nah, sis. Yeah. Still big, still little. She was still in money. She was still. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, like, she probably stole more than that. And that's probably what she want to admit, what she's willing to admit to, that she stole. You was principal of school for 28 years, and the last 10 years you decide that I'm just gonna steal. It don't work like it doesn't. You was stealing the whole time. Like you know what I mean. You had larceny in your heart. Yeah. So, like I said, we'll see. And I'm actually like so curious to see how much time she get. Whether they take it easy on her, or whether or not, you know what I mean. They give her a light sentence or whatever. I guess we'll see. So and like I said, she's 79 years old. So like and then they put her on the stand, like I said, her lawyer saying that she got a mental problem or whatever. Like that's setting the grounds for the mental defense right there. You know what I mean? And then she older. So then the dementia defense gonna set in. Like it's a whole bunch of avenues that he could take. You know what I'm saying? As far as like legally to get her off and to get her, even if she do get whatever years in club fed, like, and what do it mean? Like, it's still a charity either way. Because she wasn't going to be whatever charities, whatever from the church would have been taken care of for the rest of her life. So now the state or the government would be taking care of for the rest of her life. Either which way, right? So. So she probably was like, fuck it, dealing with all these kids. Yeah, I'm taking this money. Like that. She like, I'm gonna enjoy myself while I can. Forget these kids, forget y'all lunches and everything else. I don't care, right? Catholic school kids too. So, but I definitely looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Definitely look forward to seeing how this one. Well, that was our last scoop story. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I hope you enjoyed the clips from the murder mystery dinner. I had some clips from the neighborhood. You took the neighborhood? Did I put those in? Was that the next show? I think that's the next show. The next show is gonna be like a hangout day. Yeah, I think the tonight's show gonna be a hangout day. So stay tuned for more Myra Scoop. Make sure you catch the show on YouTube. Make sure you stay tuned to Instagram, Facebook, so you can catch the little short stories or short postings that I do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube page, and comment and like on the Instagram and Facebook pages too, in regards to the stories. And I hope you guys enjoy the show, and look out for a new show soon. See you later. Bye bye.
See y'all later. That's where I was at. Having fun. The murder mystery dinner. See y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Bye.